Well, hi everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and I saw a life hack, actually a car hack, on YouTube this weekend, and I thought it was brilliant. It basically said, you know, these little cup holders that you've got in your car, what you do is you take some baking goodies and you just put whatever you want into them. And then, you know, every month or whatever, what you do is you just take whatever's in here and put it into a clean one and throw the dirty one away. Now, I don't know about you, I went, why didn't I think of that? Because it's clever. So I've got a whole stack of baking cups now in here. And I can only see that it's going to be a lot cleaner. Now, of course, I've still got to make a plan for what I've got underneath my... Yeah, never mind. Well, it's a -3. Here in southern British Columbia, which translates through to 27 in American. It is chilly. And my steering wheel is cold, and I do have gloves in my pocket, so I should really use them, I guess. Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful, beautiful, cold morning. All right, the word of the day, without any doubt. Earthquake. Yeah. Can you believe this? Let me try and set the scene for you. It was just after 11:30 at night. I was busy working on putting up the second part of a 2-part update. I was just editing, totally behaving myself, thinking, really proud of myself because I've managed to get both the parts of it edited and sorted for you guys, because I know you've been a bit short in the last few days. And that would be because I've had time off. Anyway, never mind. So you probably worked that out from yesterday's vlog or the one before. So anyway, here was the thing. So I'm sitting there editing away, and there was this god-awful noise, and it sounded like there was a truck about to hit the house. That's the only way I can describe it. And then I had my feet on the ground. You know, I was sitting on the side of my bed, because that's where I have my computer. And I was sitting on the side of my bed, and literally the floor underneath me started to visibly move. And your first thought at my age is, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack or something. You know what I mean? Or something, or who knows what causes that sort of vertigo. That's what I felt it was. Maybe it was a vertigo type thing. And then it stopped. And I sat there and thought, oh my God, thank goodness for that. And as fast as I said that, boom, and it started again. And this time it shook the walls, it shook the ceiling, it shook every part of my wood-framed house. And I don't mind telling you, it might have been for seconds, and it probably was, but anybody who was in it will tell you it was a very long few seconds. In other words, it felt way longer than it was, and it was really quite nasty. They tell me it was a 4.9 earthquake, which is, you know, healthy on anybody's scale. And it happened in the body of water between Vancouver Island and the British Columbia coast. All right, so if those of you who don't know, you may want to just sort of check on a map somewhere. Vancouver, British Columbia is protected, if you like, by a dirty great island on the Pacific side called Vancouver Island. Surprising. And this earthquake epicenter was on a little bit of water just next to an island called Little Darcy Island. D-A-R-C-Y. Little Darcy Island. Anybody, I know some of you are interested in this sort of thing, so you may want to check it out. It was, I can't remember how far down, but it was quite a way down. But here's what I found out this morning. You remember I said there was this, first of all, this rolling of all my laminate on my floor. And then it stopped, and then this next thing hit. Well, it turned out it was two different earthquakes. And they were literally very close to each other, the epicenters. So two bits of the, what do you call it? The platelets underneath shifted. Good news was no tsunami type warning. And I would think the 4.9 was the second part. I would think the first part was probably a 4 point something. 1, maybe. You know what I mean? It was definitely, the rolling one wasn't nearly as nasty. It was the second bit that you're sort of going, oh, golly gee. Well, actually, it wasn't what I thought, but it's much more polite than what I thought. It's a most peculiar thing. For those of you who've never been in an earthquake, I'm going to try and describe it. For those of you who've been in one, you will totally understand what I'm talking about. There is this split second where, as I said, you know, I was watching, I felt something under my feet because my feet were on the ground. I felt some movement under my feet. I heard this noise and then I felt the movement under my feet. And I literally was looking at the floor going, what's happening? And you're seeing the floor move, and you know, your process is, what the, yeah, small one. And it's like, you remember I've talked to you about the cycle of loss, where your first reaction is denial. In the cycle, I can't believe this is happening. And that's literally what happens. You go, I can't believe what I'm watching. And then I tried to make logic of it, and the logic was, yeah, I must be having a heart attack or whatever. And then, just about the time where you're thinking, oh my goodness, and words of that type, this is an earthquake, it stops, right? And you're thinking, phew, thank goodness for that. I've got to turn the camera again, guys. It's just way too pretty over there. See this? I don't know if you can see the snow on the mountains there. So there you are, sitting thinking, oh my God, that was an earthquake. You're just getting your heart back into the cavity that is known as your chest cavity, when boom, the second one goes boom, literally, and then all the walls started to shake. Now this time it doesn't take you quite as long to work out what's happening. This time you think, move. And I did. I moved and went and stood in a door jamb, and you know, underneath the frame of a door. And you know, and you feel a bit of an idiot because just about the time you get there, the whole thing's over. But never mind. I did take that. I know that some of you would have said, you know, get under your bed, but I've got one of those beds where it's got so much mechanism underneath it, I'd probably put myself at more risk being under the bed than not being under the bed. And it's all metal frame, and if that collapsed on me, I'd be dead. Mind you, if the roof collapsed on me, I'd be dead as well, but never mind. Well, the next thing that happens is everybody in the house congregates, and you know, we all ask this is what I love about human nature. We all ask the same question. Did you feel it? Well, of course they felt it, Sal. It was a 4.9 earthquake. What did you think? You were the only bozo in the house that felt it? One person was absolutely, you know, just going to sleep, and it just about knocked them out of their bed. And we're all doing the same. Did you feel that? Yeah. Oh, human nature is so funny, isn't it? Anyway, so then it was very interesting, everybody's different reactions as a follow-up. One person decided to walk around the house and check for any structural damage, which I thought was very intelligent. And I'm not saying, you know, did a serious inspection, but just literally walked around looking for major cracks or, you know, anything else that looked like we might have a problem. Yvonne said that it took her knees quite a while to stop shaking, and I understood that. If you've never been in an earthquake, you know, it really is quite unnerving. And after we'd all decided, okay, fine, it looked like the worst of it was over, and there didn't appear to be any structural damage, we all went about doing whatever you people do at 20 to midnight. However, I don't mind telling you that before I went to bed, I slept in my clothes. I put sweats on, warm sweats, that I didn't have to think about putting them on. I put warm sweats on, warm socks. I had a pair of shoes that I could just slip into. I got out my passport and put it in my wallet. I've got one of those wallets that is got that protection in it, you know, where people can't scan your credit cards and things. So it's a pretty safe wallet. I knew I had food in the car. I keep granola type bars in the car, not a lot of food. The only thing I realized that I didn't have, that I need to have somewhere, is fresh water. And they say you really want a gallon a day per person. And you should be able to have 2 days worth of water. A minimum of. Now, I do keep food in the trailer, tinned food with, you know, I've got all sorts of stuff in the trailer just in case I ever had to feed myself or other people. And I think it's a really important thing. So I guess my question to you all today is, are you prepared for an earthquake or a major disaster of some sort? I am not as prepared as I would like to be, but I assure you that I literally even, you know, put my driving glasses in a place where when I picked up my, I don't know if you know, guys, but I keep my keys, my wallet, and my camera all on a string. So I can't go anywhere without all three of them. And, well, my camera is out now, it's out of its case, but when it's, you know, being carried, it is carried on a string. And one end of my keys has a long section so that I can plug it into the car and it's not any pressure on the key. I then have my wallet, and then there's another section, and then I have my camera. So I literally had my glasses case attached around part of that system last night. So if I had to run, I could grab it and I would automatically also have my glasses. And I have to tell you that that's how bad it was. Bad enough that I was scared of an aftershock. And I was scared that an aftershock might be bigger than what we'd already had. It took me until after 2 o'clock to feel that maybe there wasn't going to be one, and turn over and go to sleep. And I'm quite sure there are going to be a lot of people at work today who also didn't sleep very well. Of course, what happened was, and I think this is the amazing part of today, of living today. The amazing thing was that Twitter lit up. I was busy sending out Facebook messages and Twitter messages, and for those of you who sent me hugs and told me you love me, thank you very much. I can only presume that Ange was otherwise busy. She hasn't been very well, so maybe she was sick, because I'm pretty certain she would have screamed, "Did you grab your camera?" You know, and just in case it's your last shot, you know, we would want it. It's a private joke. So I'm not sure what the statistics are about being caught in a big earthquake, but I'm pretty sure they're very, very slim. But it was scary. I don't mind telling you that. Funny enough, I've been in a 7 earthquake in California once. I think it was 7. And it did not feel as bad as the second part of that one last night. That second one, when it shook, I mean, literally, you could see the ceiling move, you could see the walls move, things were banging. I mean, the amazing thing was nothing fell or broke. So it was a shaking in place rather than a very big sway on the shake. You know, it wasn't doing this, it was doing like this. I'm very grateful that I had been in one before, so I knew what it was pretty quickly. I then took the opportunity to tell Yvonne that if it happened again, either get the heck out of the house or stand in a door jam. And then I said, or get in a bathtub and throw a mattress on top of yourself, you know. Who does that? Seriously. Actually, I think the difference is, with a tornado, you know it's coming. 9 times out of 10, you know it's coming. With an earthquake, you don't know it's coming. You do not have time to prepare. That is the scary part. Or maybe not. Maybe because of that, you know, it's over so quickly. Even though it felt like it went on forever, it didn't. It was seconds. Both parts of it were sort of, I believe, sort of about 5 seconds each, but sure as heck did not feel like 5 seconds, I can tell you. Especially that second one. Woo! I see broken glass here. Why am I not surprised? I love this time of the year. Parking's so easy. All right, everybody. So, have a wonderful day. Remember to look after one another, and most of all, look after yourself. And I'm feeling much better today. For those of you who heard I was in a bit of a funk for a couple of days, life is good. I'm very grateful to be alive. What did I do with my phone? I left it at home. Not clever. Bye-bye for now.